Hello everyone. This is Gaby Torriani from TCLS. Welcome back. Hope you're having a wonderful February. We are all getting back to our routines. Classes are about to start, and I am super excited to be sharing new events, so stay tuned. I thought of starting this 2022 with our known interviews voices, and I am very pleased to have one of our favorite guests as our very first voice this year. So let me welcome educator Gabriel Scheid, our talented and innovative leader who is always generously sharing new practices, reflections, and trends. Hello, Gabriel. How are you today? What are you up to these days? Please share. Gabby, this time I would like to talk about well-being. I had been very lucky to participate in the Sensei experience or session, and you know that I believe these gatherings are super enriching, so thank you very much for the invitation. But please, you tell us more about it. I strongly believe we need to create a culture of well-being. Well-being is key to success, but to survival as well. We need to try to understand its importance, to educate for this, to create, practice, and maintain well-being. We need to be prepared and to spend time on this issue. People, schools are becoming more aware of its importance, but to me, there's a lot to be done. We need to support wellness, to learn how to reflect on our needs. We need to train people on different practices. We need to provide spaces and to promote a sustainable culture of well-being. I know, Abby, you believe in the power of well-being, but don't you think it is time to really change its role in education and in our lives? Is your school embracing well-being? Is there any tip you can offer to society in general? Oh, and when are you holding another extraordinary session in English? Thank you, Gabby. All the best for this year.
Hi, Gabby. Many thanks for the space. Many thanks for the opportunity to share some thoughts and ideas through this very valuable space that you're hosting. Also, thanks for coming to our event. Yeah, we hosted an event for educators in Latin America to get together and design well-being practices that they could apply in schools in their respective roles. And indeed, as you say, uh, it's an essential element in what should constitute the foundations of our schools. Um, there are many flagrant anachronisms in what we do in schools, especially in what we don't do, and it's almost a criminal negligence not to be having our students learn about well-being in all of these dimensions. Uh, we had to go through a pandemic that claimed many lives and brought innumerable suffering to a lot of people all over the world. We had to be isolated in our homes to understand the importance of looking after ourselves, of connecting with our feelings and our emotions, with developing a sense of purpose that was the only way to sustain us through perhaps the most troubled and difficult time in history. As we emerge, hopefully, from the pandemic, and we enter this post-pandemic period, it has been said that the pandemic did not show anything we didn't know, but rather revealed many things. And certainly one of the truths that were uncovered by this super dramatic period in our history is that we need to take care of ourselves. That unless we set aside time and we develop practices that target our health in both the physical, mental, psychological, and affective and spiritual dimensions, we will not be able to go through a world that is uncertain and that will present us with innumerable challenges in the years to come. So we should focus on this in schools. Healthy eating, contact with nature, contemplative practices, a spiritual connection with our sense of purpose, trying to see through the day-to-day life that we experience. And this is central to the problem we're facing in education, that we know more than what we really do. Um, we know this. Every one of us knows this. And we should be dedicating time to engage our students in these practices. We should be dedicating time to engage our staff in these practices. And we should focus our curriculum, our activities, our strategies, the things we do, what we value, what we stress in our schools on well-being practices, on wellness practices. Um, and it's not difficult. It's just setting aside time during the day to for example, practice mindfulness. It's increasing time for physical activity. It's looking after everything that we provide in terms of food at the school to make sure that it's healthy. It's uncovering and making explicit connections in the curriculum regarding elements that have to do with wellness in terms of, again, how to care for our bodies, physical activity, healthy habits, uh, sleep. Sleep science is a major field these days. And if anything, the latest research emphasizes and underscores the importance of good sleeping habits in everybody for lifelong health. So in the same way that we would never challenge that reading and writing and math are essential components in what we do in school, it's almost impossible to understand how wellness practices are not at the heart of what we do at schools, and that we don't dedicate enough time to do it. We need to educate our families. We need to let them know that this is important, that in the same way as they as parents want to care for their children, they want their happiness, and they want nothing other than for them to be well in life. This is essential for their health. And furthermore, and this is very important, in the current and future world, anybody who is not connected to their emotions, who cannot gain a sense of stability, who cannot transverse the intrinsic uncertainty and ephemeral world that we live in, who cannot, you know, go through the unforeseen technological developments and the things that will come, will not be successful. Even if we want to bring it to the conventional material notion of success, engaging in wellness practices from a very early age, being aware of the need to take care of ourselves, is not only beneficial per se, but it's also key to being successful in the future. So I can't stress enough how schools should be doing more and more in their curriculum, in their school day, of these wellness practices. Um, yeah, stay tuned. We're developing some really interesting projects that are coming up. Big project in the second half of the year. I can't say a lot yet, but that one will be in English. It will be a global project, an international project, and it should be very exciting. So there will be news soon enough. Thank you, Gabby. Thanks, everybody. Have a great year.